Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Igniting Insight. My name is Kelsey and today I'm going to be doing a twin flame reading for you. So it's been quite a while since I've published one of these on this channel. I do talk about twin flames sometimes on my Instagram, but today I did a live earlier through Instagram and Facebook, and I kind of woke up with this energy of feeling like this was the topic that I was going to end up talking about today, and that did end up being what we talked about in the live. So I do have that published on this channel as well if you'd like to watch the replay. It was a really nice kind of back and forth exchange between me and the people watching, and we were just really talking about the journey and what it means, and specifically about the aspect of the twin flame journey that is really the essence of it, which is the inner integration of our masculine and feminine sides. So that inner union that is mandatory if we are going to experience the outer union, and it's really the whole point of the journey. If you've been on this journey long enough, you know that it's not really about romance. It's really about your own healing journey and having a counterpart that is able to be that divine mirror for you, so that you can kind of see everything that needs to be healed in yourself, and if you choose, go through that work. So I am going to let this reading unfold very intuitively, but because I already talked a lot about this inner integration today in my other videos, I am going to specifically focus on you who's watching, which I'm guessing is going to be largely divine feminine, but if it's not, you can take it as it resonates, and then also as the divine masculine counterpart. So I'm going to be looking at you two as individual people and seeing what the dynamic might be. So obviously we're all at different places of this journey. It's going to resonate with those that are kind of on the wave that I'm reading for. So if it doesn't resonate with you, it might not be your video, but hopefully there's something you can take away. And I also have published my weekly ascension reading, so check that out as well. That might have some more general guidance for you. And then of course, I will have the links below to my Instagram and Facebook where you can catch me live and ask questions live and all of that. And if you'd like to book a private reading, the information for that is down below. I'm currently doing a bonus promotion, so if you book a reading by July 17th, which is our next eclipse in Capricorn, you will get a free eclipse reading where I look at your natal chart and let you know exactly what this month's eclipses mean for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into the reading. I'm going to go ahead and look at the union energy first, so kind of the dynamic between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and see what energies are coming between you, and then we'll look more into each side individually, okay? So we're going to look at the heart space. What is the union energy in the heart space? So we get the Magician reversed. So what I'm getting for this is a little bit of blockage or challenge around feeling like around how to manifest this love in the physical, or really how to manifest this love in general, how to manifest the union specifically, because this is union energy that we're looking at, and it's reversed. So the Magician is all about manifestation. It's about having the power to kind of create your life. And I do notice here we have the two crows, which to me, could represent the divine masculine and divine feminine. There being two sides, and this is the union. He is a winged magician in this image. So that being the union, it's about flying together and then coming together in union. As reversed, I just see it as a blockage. or an inability to see how this is going to manifest. So let's look at the headspace as well. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man in reverse. So what I'm getting for this is, in the head, we're a little bit tired of waiting. We're a little bit tired of being kind of, what I'm hearing specifically is being hung out to dry and kind of waiting on the other person. I think there's a lot to be said for listening into your own internal guidance system, your own intuition, and that is what connects you to source. So really listening into source and getting guidance from spirit or from God. But I feel like, you know, we've gotten really good at doing that. But the messages so far, if this is resonating, and I'm really kind of channeling through my own experience, which I believe is the way, you know, the way these readings really are meant to go, and that's specifically the way I read, is because I believe that I'm able to give a lot more insight when I let it kind of, when I let the messages be sifted through my own experience, so I can tell you things, you know, from a more grounded place. So what I'm getting is the messages that we've been hearing are, you know, to kind of wait, to keep waiting. And we're feeling like a little bit tired of waiting. We're feeling like we'd like some sort of movement. We'd like to see some manifestation in the physical, but in our heads, we're listening. We're listening to spirit, and we're not seeing necessarily how this will come about. We're just still needing to take time to ourselves. And as far as, I'm also getting, you know, as far as the idea of union for one or both of us, it could still be that the idea is not even there yet. Because this being in the mental space, it being the Hanged Man reverse, you know, it's about, it's kind of about some stagnancy, and also, you know, having a block to even seeing. This person has one of his eyes covered, and his eyes are closed. I don't know if you could see that. Ah, there you go. So see how he has his eyes covered and they're closed. So yeah, I'm getting that it's just, we're having trouble really seeing how this is going to come about, how union is going to come about. Okay, so let's look at the foundation, the root, or the body, however you want to interpret this. It's really just kind of the physical manifestation energy of it. And since we've already gotten some messages around that, it'll be interesting to see what comes out. Okay, so we do have the Lover's card in the root. So there is a foundation of love, of union between the two twins. What I'm hearing is specifically is it is getting grounded in the physical. So it's this divine love, this higher love that's getting now grounded into the physical, between both of the twins. In the heart and in the mind, we're still having trouble maybe seeing or realizing how it's going to happen, but in our bodies, kind of in the seat of our being, we do have this love at the center. And so that's a really positive message for us. That's really, it's saying that, you know, I think it's kind of going to build from the root up. So let's look into let's see what's going on with the masculine, and I'm going to switch over to this oracle deck. This is the Illuminated Earth Oracle to get a sense of the masculine's energy. If you ever have questions about what decks I'm using, if I forget to mention them, or if you need the name for any reason, I always put that down below. So, decay. Okay, so something is dying, and something is, I don't want dying to sound negative, but something is definitely falling away for the masculine. It's something old, it's something karmic that's been there for a while, and it's alchemizing through the higher love and, you know, falling away. And they're in this kind of tower energy right now, you know, depending on the individual about how to deal with it. But it's definitely, something is being, it's not even so much an energy of it being torn away, because that would be more, you know, something that was suggesting some action. It's decay. What I'm getting specifically is it means that it's not a choice, and it's kind of an inevitable process that's happening without their you know, necessarily their intention behind it. You know, sometimes we're called to get rid of stuff and we have to actively purge it out, but this is just kind of without their, without even it being, them being consulted about it, without their choice or their action, it's just decaying away in front of them and around them. And so, it's probably a heavy energy for them to be in. So you know, let's just, I just want to say, like, you know, as a collective, whoever's watching this, let's take a moment, and whether you're the divine masculine and you're sending this to yourself, or you're sending this to the divine masculine counterpart, or maybe, you know, however it resonates, again, we have both these energies in us. I just want to say, like, let's go ahead and send our positive vibrations and intentions and our love to the divine masculine, to let them know that they are energetically supported through this, and that it is okay to let this fall away. Okay, so just, you know, breathe that in and out, and go ahead and, you know, set that intention and send that energy out to your divine masculine. And if there's anything in your own life that's kind of decaying away, you know, send that energy back to yourself. It's always kind of this give and take. So, but I just felt called to, you know, to have that little expression. Okay, so let's get the feminine side with this oracle. What's going on with the feminines? So we have reincarnation. This is a really beautiful, intricate, and interesting card here, with kind of what looks like a piece of wood that's been cut, and the concentric circles in there. And what I'm getting for this is the feminines are having a bit of a rebirth time. You know, it's kind of what would come after this decay. So a lot of times in this journey, at least in the wave that I'm on and the wave that I'm channeling for, is the feminines are a bit ahead of the masculine as far as, you know, being on the journey, realizing the higher love and what this is, and then just kind of doing the inner work that's necessary to go through it. And so I see that, you know, the feminines might have had something big fall away recently, and now they're in this regeneration or this reincarnation energy. I'm also getting for this that we're rebirthing ourselves in a way, so creating a new identity, or really kind of coming into our original identity, our original soul blueprint, after we've kind of gone through all this karmic stuff and purged out a lot that wasn't serving us, that wasn't really ours. We're reinventing and rebirthing ourselves. And that's really kind of the feminine side of things, right? Is, you know, birth and creation, and having the womb space to manifest from. So I do think that what I'm getting is definitely a rebirth for the feminine. So, you know, becoming a whole new version of yourself. Okay, so let's just keep going with the oracles. I'm going to use this Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Okay. So for the masculine, we get message in a bottle and come to the edge. Message in a bottle. Let me just try to interpret this a little bit systematically. So this is wanting to kind of send out an SOS energetically to the feminine. And also, you know, there could be a need for communication at this time. They could be kind of waiting for some communication from you or wanting to send out communication, but feeling, feeling really deep emotional waters right now, as you can see with this, and not really being sure how to communicate or how to get their message across. They might feel a little bit like if they sent out any sort of communication, it would get lost, because I think they're feeling a little bit lost. And I'm getting this come to the edge really as it's a beckoning for the feminine to come back to them. They're wanting the feminine to come back to them, but I'm also hearing this as a message to the masculine from the universe that they need to really kind of, come to the edge of their being and really, stop hiding and to be seen and to really kind of come to a place where they're willing to take a risk. And I think that goes with the message in a bottle being that maybe this risk has to do with communication. So let's see what we can get for the feminine side. So we get a change in the wind. So I sense that the masculine is kind of coming back to this place of, wanting union, having desire for the divine feminine. And the feminine is more in this place of reinventing herself, embracing change, creating a new life for herself. And, some of us could be feeling a little bit unsure about where our masculines are at, or whether we, would like to continue to pursue this person in the physical. Given that so much new is coming in for us, this could be really positive for some of you. This could be, kind of realizing your own power and realizing that you have the ability to manifest the life that you want and to kind of do things on your own. And maybe you're feeling like you don't necessarily need your masculine or want to deal with your masculine in this, in the place that he's in. But I think, we can always have faith that the masculine is healing themselves, and really that's what they need to do in order for us to come into union. It's not your job, if you're a feminine or vice versa, to heal the other person. Your only job is to vibrate in love and, be there, energetically with yourself. Taking care of yourself is how you really take care of the dynamic and support the other person. By being attached and codependent and needy towards the other person, we're not helping ourselves and we're not helping them. But if we're really focusing on ourselves, on reinventing ourselves, and focusing on creating the life that we want, then that it is indirectly helping our counterpart. Okay, so I'm gonna get a message. What does the masculine want the feminine to know? And then we'll read vice versa. actually going to use this deck. The Romance Angels. So what does the masculine want the feminine to know? What would he say to his feminine? What is this message in a bottle? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. But you see it's this couple. So what I'm getting with this card is that he is wanting to be able to be alone with his feminine and not have to worry about the external world. He would really like to be able to be vulnerable and authentic with her, but feels like the only way to do that is to kind of have them retreat away from the world and to kind of be in their own space. And so now I want to get a tarot card to go with that message. And we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So this is all about abundance. This is about, reaping what you sow and getting everything that your heart desires in the physical. And what I'm just getting with the reversal is that is what he's wanting, but he's not seeing necessarily how to get there without, doing this complete and total retreat from the world, which, for practical purposes isn't really possible. I mean, you can go on a vacation or a honeymoon or what have you, but it's not necessary. Like, you're going to have to come back. So, then we also get the King of Cups reversed and the Ace of Wands. So this to me is about he's wanting a new start, a new beginning, a fresh, just really a fresh start. And he wants to realize some new potential, but what he's not willing to do at this time is to really be in his emotions, to really own how he feels and become grounded in that emotional space. So let's get a message from the feminine to the masculine. What I'm getting really in a general level, just intuitively, is that the masculine just needs some more time. And the feminine is doing a lot in her life, that she has a lot that she can focus on, and we don't necessarily need to be wondering, spending a lot of energy wondering about our masculine, because they have to do the work on their own. They would reach out if they wanted our help, but if they're not reaching out, then they have healing work to do on their own. And that could be another message for this retreat card, is they're saying, I do want to be with you, but I need to take this time to myself. So let's get a message again from feminine to masculine. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. So a similar card came out in the Ascension reading, and what I get for this, you could be involved with children. There could be, kind of like custody things or parenting things with other other relationships or partnerships or whatnot that you're dealing with. But more likely, I think this is about the inner child. This is the feminine saying to the masculine, make sure that you're attending to your inner child. And also, I'm getting with this card, it's about innocence, and the feminine wants the masculine to know that, she's kind of back in her innocence. She feels the innocence of this bond, and she feels kind of the childlike nature of it, and the bond that really is very innocent and very, loving, like a child loves, like a child that hasn't been, hasn't seen any traumas or any, bad things in the world. They love very openly. It's a very open kind of energy. And so I think that's what the feminine is trying to get across to the masculine, is she's come back to this more innocent way of loving him. And, you know, she just wants him to know that he's you know, she's there to support, and that he can take his time, but her love will always be there. So we get the Queen of Pentacles. It came out reversed. What I'm getting for this is the feminine is still working on herself. She is, you know, she wants to be the Queen of Pentacles upright. She wants to really, you know, be that provider, be that caretaker, nurture herself and others, and have this abundance. And if it does have to do with children, you know, some of us could be working through, you know, really just trying to be the best parents we can be, and learning a lot on that journey. And maybe she feels like she still has things to work on in that area of life. But what I'm getting is there's kind of this mutual understanding between the masculine and feminine that, you know, hey, we're both working on ourselves, and we're at different places, but neither of us are quite there yet. And so it's like we have this love, we're grounded in this love, but we understand that, you know, we're still waiting to manifest the love in the physical, okay? So I'm going to get just one more card here from, you know, for the feminine towards the masculine, and then we'll go ahead and close out the reading. Okay, so we get the Hermit reversed. So what I'm getting for this is, you know, the masculine is definitely in his retreat space. The feminine has been there, but is coming out of it. The Hermit is, you know, it's about retreat, it's about solitude, it's about, you know, being in your own energy and not necessarily interacting too much with the outside world. But it's reversed, which I'm interpreting here as something that we're moving out of. So the feminine has been very much in her own space. She's been doing a lot of internal work, and now she's kind of rebirthed herself and is ready to, you know, really, you know, here's the rebirth of herself, and she's ready to really kind of master herself as a, you know, as a provider, as someone that's able to kind of balance her emotions and her ability to manifest wealth, and kind of, you know, a lot of us could be focusing on our mission and our careers, and really just trying to get what we need in our lives to feel secure and to feel whole and to feel like we're ready for our masculine when he comes back. Okay, so that's the reading. I hope this was helpful for some of you. Just a general message of, you know, where the two of you are at. And of course, you can take this as your internal energy, your masculine and feminine side. And hopefully some of these messages help you to kind of continue on your integration journey. So again, I do weekly ascension readings, so check those out. Subscribe to the channel and like this video if you haven't already, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram and or Facebook to catch some of my lives. And yeah, I can't wait to see you in the next video, whether that's another twin flame reading or my next ascension video, or, you know, sometimes I do channelings or energetic healings, so I'd love to see you around for that. So I hope you all have a great day, week, month ahead, and yeah, much love to you. Namaste. Thanks for watching.